Here in Philadelphia, Citizens Bank Park, Major League Baseball on tap. It's the Colorado Rockies taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. So just about set and on the hill, Zach Wheeler.
Power pitcher. He's going to speed you up with the fastball velocity, and out of his hand will explode the breaking ball. Very difficult for hitters to keep that front side closed and hit the ball the other way, because they know if they're not ready to pull the trigger, the fastball will beat them.
And now the center fielder, Brenton Doyle. That's off the inside corner, and we're underway. And now it's even up.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And the pitch. Swings through that one for strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's way outside. 2 and 2. And that's with the swing. It's a strikeout. Ryan McMahon steps to the plate. Ground ball left side, and it goes just foul. Swings through the fastball up in the zone.
Threw that fastball right by him, slightly elevated. That's a confidence boost for this guy out there on the mound. See if he continues to climb the ladder.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, anytime you can punch out the top 2 guys in a lineup to start an inning, got to be feeling pretty good out there on the mound, because when you think of just having a distraction, table setters on the base paths, and all of a sudden you're dealing with the number 3 hitter, any distraction can cause you to serve up a cookie, and instead of it being a solo shot, it's a 2 or 3 run homer.
Two down, nobody on. And takes low for ball 1. The shortstop takes the ball.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Castellanos makes the grab, and that'll do it. On to the bottom of the first. No score. Back here, Citizens Bank Park. Pitching in our game today, German Marquez.
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
Kyle Schwarber leading things off and takes a strike.
Here's someone, historically speaking, that prefers day games over night games, so I'm excited to see what he does in this one.
Late swing, foul to the left. And Schwarber strikes out.
That's tough. You see it well. I mean, that was clearly up and out of the strike zone, but that's one of the hardest things. But when you see a pitch out of the hand at eye level, that discipline to remember, I can't hit that pitch. If I can see it really well at eye level, I can't catch up to that pitch when a pitcher's got this kind of velocity.
Fair ball.
Well, clearly he was ready to hit right there. And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
So, man aboard. Here's Harper now, the first overall pick back in 2010. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95.
Oh, this guy's so comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Even a good pitch early in the at-bat. If he's not ready to pull the trigger, he's not worried if he gets to an 0-2 count.
Going 2 now. Ball 1 there. Runner on the go. Keeps the at bat going with a foul ball. Runner goes again. Pitch is high. And that's a stolen base, not even close.
When your catcher's not a great thrower, you have to do a better job of controlling the running game. And that's throwing over, that's stepping off, doing whatever you can to try to keep that base stealer's rhythm off. Well, they weren't able to do it right there. They're going to have to make some type of adjustment, or players are going to be running all game.
Liner, base hit. Coming home. Here's the throw to the plate. Safe. And the runner from second scores on the play. And it's 1-0.
Well, that was a great job of letting that runner steal second base, get in the scoring position, come through with the base knock. You had a run.
Man at first with 1 gone. Now it's the veteran outfielder, Nick Castellanos. That misses, and that's ball 1. And a strike.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
Marquez over to first.
No, he's safe.
Harper's back on a dive. Man at first, 1 away. Fastball for a strike.
That fastball at the bottom of the zone can be very effective. Just got to keep it on the corners.
Ground ball right side. It's in and out of his glove. Feed to second, that's 1. Back to the pitcher, but the throw's by him.
Well, that was going to be a really tough one to turn 2 on. So a nice job to get the out at second right there. Hold on to the baseball. Shortstop clearly paid the price, but that kind of comes with the territory.
And now it's Alec Bohm. And that misses. And that is ball 1. Two outs. Next pitch in for a strike, and the count 1-1.
Well, he left that changeup up, got away with one there, and he'll take it, but doesn't want to make that mistake again.
And that one is lifted in the air. Doyle on the move to the alley. And that is that. So 1 run in the inning on this base hit. It's now 1-0. Back here in Philadelphia, new inning getting started. Here's Michael Toglia. Wheeler, a former Gold Glove winner, 34-year-old vet, a former first-round pick back in 2009. Wheeler back to work. There's a strike, 95 of that one.
Goodness, I think he just took the best pitch he's going to see in this at bat. You don't get many like that in that location. I don't know if you take that pitch against any pitcher out there on the mound.
And that just misses.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
And a swing and a miss. That K is his 3rd of the game.
Well, that's pretty much the dream 2-strike curveball. If you're the pitcher, hard downward break at the very end that just dips below the swing path. And they say pitchers want to try to bounce that pitch right on top of the plate. So that was exactly what he was looking for on the mound.
Here's Chris Bryant now. 2nd overall pick in a 2013 draft. First pitch doesn't find the zone. And that gets the inside corner for a strike.
I mean, that's perfect location right on the black. I mean, over and over again, this guy demonstrates the ability to hit those spots. They're so tough to do anything with as a hitter.
That one missing inside.
I think it's very important to establish the inside part of the plate early. It sets the tone for the rest of the game.
And he grounds one to the right side. Harper takes it himself. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the 2nd.
36, left fielder, Nolan Jones.
Now here's Nolan Jones. Let's go, Zach. Swing and a high fly ball in the air left field. Brings it in for the 3rd out. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. Now to the bottom of the 2nd. It's the Phillies 1 and the Rockies nothing. Back here in Philadelphia, ready to go for the last half of the inning. Here's the veteran outfielder, Max Kepler. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Yeah, that's fouled off. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. High in the air, out to right. Hilliard sizes this one up, and he makes the catch. And there's 1 down.
Batting 7, catcher
JT Realmuto steps in. This is a guy who is very highly regarded defensively. Fun to watch him control stuff behind the plate. Good game caller, good at framing, but it's that big arm that really stands out.
You come into the game knowing that unless the ball's in the dirt or gets by him, we're probably not going to steal anything today. So that's where you want to get a little more aggressive on your secondary lead and hope that some base hits, some slugs, some home runs can come into play.
1 out, base is empty.
Well, I'll say this as a former position player and base stealer, when you come into a game and you've got a guy like this behind the dish with a big arm, you really have to change your approach. Can't try to steal because you'll get thrown out. Maybe get a little bigger lead, be aggressive on the secondary. But this type of guy shuts the running game down.
And that's ball 4.
Outside, ball 4.
Oh, that's a really good take right there, and that's just mentally prepared, knowing that if it's not on the tee, you're going to take that pitch because you still have one more strike to work with. Not easy to lay off, but he did an excellent job in that plate appearance.
Sliced hard, but foul.
Always tough to turn 2 on a speedster like this. It's even harder with him coming out of the left-handed batter's box. You really need something to hit hard on the ground that they can handle to turn 2 quickly.
Marquez over to first. Real Muto back in there. And that one off the outside edge.
No, he's really working him away, this at bat. Sometimes take a little bit off velocity. Try to get a rollover, something on the ground. Stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
That one misses. 2-1.
Runner.
The kick and the pitch. Runner goes. And that chance handled. Sends it across to first. No chance at the double play with the runner in motion.
Batting ninth, center fielder,
Brandon Marsh steps to the plate. That catches the corner.
Backdoored him with a breaking ball. Just got the corner. There's nothing you can really do with that.
That one to first. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We head on now to the top of the 3rd. It's the Phillies 1 and the Rockies nothing. And we're back. Top half of the 3rd inning. Here's the second baseman, Thairo Estrada. This is a guy who's in the lineup first and foremost because of what he contributes defensively, Chris. And when you talk about preventing runs from being scored, this guy is a big contributor. And there's a foul ball.
I was always told it's hard to take you off the field when you play really good defense, especially at a premier position. And that's what he does.
That one's in there, and the count is 0-2.
The hitting's going to come around. He's going to figure it out. But right now, his big asset is the way he plays the game on defense.
Good eye in that spot.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count.
Here's a 1-2. Out to center. Marsh. And out number 1 on the grab.
Batting 8th, right fielder, Sam Hilliard.
Sam Hilliard digging in for the Rockies. First offering, and it just misses. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play.
Pretty good pitch there to take a rip at. He wants to get his arms extended. He likes the ball away from him a little bit, just not able to square it up.
That one missed. Hard on the ground to first. And he takes it himself for the out.
Batting ninth, catcher Jacob Stallings.
Jacob Stallings now. That's in there. That's strike one.
0-1's the
2
count.
out, space is empty. Foul ball.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with a fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
The next pitch misses. 1-2 the count.
Pretty standard high 0-2 fastball right there. If you're smart, you'll look for something down in the zone, but not too far. Don't want to chase that breaking ball in the dirt.
Stott over to first in time. And that will end the inning. 9 straight retired here to start the game. It's the Phillies 1 and the Rockies nothing. Back at Citizens Bank Park as we go to the last of the third. And now the DH, Kyle Schwarber. He swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1. And that one missing low.
Great take right there. Showed some really good discipline. Breaking ball coming in. You see it well, but don't trust that it's going to hang on for a strike. Nice job.
Towards first and foul ball. Here's a 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Leadoff hitter gone in the third.
Got him swinging on that pitch away to finish him off, but everything early in the at-bat was in tight. Really challenged him in there with some competitive pitches, not letting him get his hands extended, but of course that eventually opens up the outside part of the plate, and he just wasn't able to adjust.
Trey Turner now 1 for 1 with a single so far. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
Hey, partner, back in 2023, Turner homered off the same pitcher twice in the same inning. Only a few players have ever done it, and his were against his former team, the Washington Nationals.
And that one hammered. That's back there. Up against the wall and brings it in.
Now batting, first baseman, Bryce Harper.
That's a really nice job right there. Great awareness, making the catch up against the wall. You see the perfect technique, feeling for the wall with the bare hand while keeping his eyes on the baseball as it's coming down, his glove in a good position to make the catch. That's exactly how you do it.
And first offering is fouled off. Swing and a high fly ball pulled foul, and that's out of play. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one. 3 up, 3 down for Philadelphia. They lead it 1-0. As we go to the top of the fourth, here's the Rockies leadoff hitter, Brenton Doyle. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. And there's a strike.
He's so solid. Calms the heart rate of the pitcher and the manager when the ball goes up in the air. You just automatically assume that it's an out every time it's hit in the air.
Swing and a miss. 0-2.
There's one guy that I can think about, Boog, who started as a third baseman, Alex Gordon, and then became an elite perennial gold glover out in left field for the Kansas City Royals. But he's a guy, when you watch him play, you would imagine that that's all he ever played in his life was the outfield. Oh, there's a 3-pitch strikeout. He can do whatever he wants with the baseball right now.
Here's Ryan McMahon now.
Struck out on just 3 pitches last time.
Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
First pitch swinging, went up there with a plan to be aggressive. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
Ezekiel Tovar will hit next.
Hey.
In the dirt.
0-1's the count.
Line drive. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. Out number 2. Now here is Michael Toglia. There's your strike.
0-1.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
Another 0-2 count right here. Pitcher just in the driver's seat. He can go anywhere he wants to go right here.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. So one left for Colorado. They trail here 1-0. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the 4th, Nick Castellanos at the plate now. And that's in for a strike. It's 0-1. Fouled off left side. The 0-2. Caught him looking for the K.
Well, just couldn't pull the trigger on the fastball right there, and I don't think he was taking it, thinking it might be a called ball or anything. I just think he was flat out frozen. Did not expect that location, in my opinion.
Bohm stands in here, takes ball 1 low. Base is empty, 1 away. We're here in the bottom of the 4th.
Booga never got to play at Citizens Bank Park in my career, just the old Veteran Stadium in Philadelphia, but the crowds here are just as energetic now as they were at that old park. And trust me, as an outfielder visiting town.
This one swung on and hit well. Way back there. Pulls it in on the warning track.
Now batting, left fielder, Max Kepler.
Now batting Max Kepler. He's 0 for 1. And first offering is fouled off.
Ball, that's out.
And
That's
downstairs.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Next offering way off the
strike.
plate.
Here's an opportunity to do some damage and perhaps unlock this offense. 3-1 count. Be ready to turn on a fastball.
Swing and a miss, and it's a full count now.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
Goes down looking. Down quickly go the Phillies, but they're on top 1-0. Back here in Philadelphia, now it's the DH, Chris Bryant. Bryant, 33 years old. Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. That one at 95 missed up top, and that's ball one.
Well, these Rockies just aren't putting together very many good at-bats in this one. Just one base runner to this point, and it's not exactly early anymore. They have guys in this lineup capable of sparking something, but it just hasn't happened for them yet.
That's one misses, and that's ball three.
I got 3-0.
That one misses, so leadoff walk.
Definitely lost the handle during that sequence. 4 pitches for the walk, and that last one didn't even threaten the zone. Catcher might want to go talk to him.
Nolan Jones digs in now. Fly to left his first time. Check swing, and he went. Strike one.
0-1's the count.
In there at the knees. Got him. So he picks up his 6th strikeout of the ball game.
Well, that at-bat seemed to be over as soon as it started. 3-pitch strikeout. You've got to be better at the plate right there, at least to foul something off, extend that at-bat.
Tyro Estrada to the plate. Fly to center his first time. He's 0 for 1. Swing and a foul out of play. A little out front there as he swings through it.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Foul ball still 0-2. Bryant, the runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. And misses inside.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. But that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
The 1-2. He goes down looking. Sam Hilliard digging in for the Rockies. Grounded out his first time up. Swing and a foul straight back. Fought off foul. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. Still nothing on the scoreboard for him after 5. It's the Phillies 1 and the Rockies nothing. Back here, Citizens Bank Park. John Shelby with my buddy Chris Singleton. It's set to get us started. Bottom 5. JT Real Muto. Marquez back to work. And a foul ball. And that's off the inside edge. And 1-1. Swinging a foul straight back. Up the middle. Sends it to Tolia. And the leadoff man set down in their half of the fifth.
Talk about being able to dial up the velocity. That first baseman over there might need a little pad inside that first baseman's mitt.
This is Bryson Stott. 0 for 1 so far.
He's controlling things out there on the mound, not messing around at all. He's been in attack mode since the very start.
Right through there for a strike. One down, base is empty. And there's a ball. Left field. Jones sizing this one up. Puts it away for the out. 2 down.
Now batting, the center fielder, Brandon
Now,
Marsh.
Brandon Marsh. 0 for 1. He grounded out to first his last time. That one lifted to left. Drops for a hit. He couldn't run it down. Throws to second, and that's a 2-out double.
Well, this one started with a bad jump, a bad read off of the bat. He ends up having to try to leap out of desperation, can't come down with it, and it turned into extra bases.
And Kyle Schwarber will come up. 0 for 2 in this one. That one off the bad part of the bat, just a lazy fly ball. Estrada snags it, and that is that. One left for Philadelphia, but they hold a 1-0 lead. Back here in Philadelphia, top 6. And now the catcher comes up to hit. Jacob Stallings. Outside low, ball 1.
1-0.
Swings through that one.
Really consistent release point. He's been able to pitch up and down and have excellent command in both locations.
And that is out of play. Up the middle. Trey Turner gloves it. High throw to first, and he can't reach it. No advance, though. Ball didn't get too far away.
Well, it's been a struggle on offense for them in this one, so maybe that wakes them up a little bit. You know, an error can certainly give the opposing lineup something to get excited about. You got somebody on base, so we'll see if they can make something of it.
Back to the top of the order now. Next for Colorado, Brenton Doyle, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up into this point.
That one finds the corner. No balls, 2 strikes. And the sweeper is off the plate. With the tying run on at first, and we're in the top half of the 6th.
Ball 2.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
Hit on the ground, might be 2. The underhand flip. There's 1 to first, not in time. Great effort there. Ryan McMahon digging in for the Rockies. 1 for 2.
This is a great dynamic right here. Speedy runner at first, thinking about taking second. Catcher with the pop time that leaves Jaws on the floor. This might get interesting, Boo.
Oh, 1 down. Runner takes off. Pitch in for a strike. Throw. Save. That's a stolen base. And the tying run is now in scoring position. Phillies fans want a strikeout. And look out as that one ran in and got him. He had 2 strikes on him, and he hit him. Next to hit for the Rockies, Ezekiel Tovar. This is what stat nerds like myself might call a high leverage situation.
Yeah, Boog, not sure what the numbers say, but clearly an at-bat that could change the course of this game dramatically.
And that one fouled off.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
Gets the outside corner with that one. In the dirt, blocked. And an excellent job keeping it right there. And no one can get there. Coming home. Here comes the throw. He boots it.
Just a clutch at bat right there. Big time swing when this team really needed it. Solid swing from start to end. On time with everything. Really good balance. Nice extension. And he met it out front for the line drive knock.
Go ahead run on base. Next is switch hitting first baseman Michael Toglia.
3-pitch strikeout last time up. Got to put up more of a fight in this one.
And fouled off. One out. Runners at first and second. Fastball for a strike.
0-2 is the count.
And a swing and a miss. That's his 9th strikeout so far.
Well, that's a curveball that people like to describe as a hammer or Uncle Charlie, and you can see why. It's not a looping slow curve. He throws it hard, and it gets plenty of bite on the end.
Here is Chris Bryant. Outside corner, there's a strike. That's a little bit low.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Two on, 2 outs. Check swing, went around. And that is strike 2.
2 strikes.
On a line. A dive, and he can't haul it in. 1 run's in. Now the second run is in, and they lead by 2. And he's got a 2-run triple.
Well, that may end up being an at-bat we go back to later on when this game is over. You'll often hear the phrase, short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with the well-timed swing, and came away with a beautiful line drive into center field.
Phillies manager making his way towards the mound now as he will make a move. Zach Wheeler won't go any further. 2-run ball game as he heads for the dugout, and we'll be back with a new pitcher. Here's the new pitcher for the Phillies, Tanner Banks.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
So a runner at third, 2 men out. Nolan Jones getting ready to hit. This one ripped, but foul to the right. Here's your 1. Outside with a breaking ball. Some bullpen action for Philadelphia. Joe Ross, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Alvarado also getting ready. Inside, just missed. Bryant on third with 2 out. Next offering upstairs. Tyro Estrada up next for the Rockies. Two outs. Now front, pulls that one foul. Now it's 3-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. So now 2 on and 2 outs.
Well, a breaking ball in that 3-2 count kind of tells you that that's the pitch he has the most confidence in right now. Just couldn't find the strike zone.
So 2 outs with runners on the corners. Tyro Estrada digging in for the Rockies. Ball 1, no strikes. And another ball.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Just missed. Lefty out of the stretch. Runners at first and third.
Clearly taking all the way there in that 3-0 count. It was a cookie right down the middle.
Fouls one away, and now 3-2. That ball is foul, and the pressure is building. 2 on, 2 outs. Swing and a ball popped in the air. Turner. He's got it. And that's the 3rd out. 3 runs for him here, and they move ahead. 2-3-4 due up in the home half of the 6th. It's the Rockies 3 and the Phillies 1. And we're back. Here's Trey Turner.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him.
Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
On the ground, right side, Estrada. And that's 1 out as they get the leadoff hitter in the 6th.
Well, I think the key, I mean, if he can get through 1 more inning, anything after that, a hitter or 2 is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
Hard hit left side. Tosses across to first. And a couple of quick outs.
Now batting, the right fielder, Nick Castellanos.
Here's Nicholas Castellanos.
Went down looking on 3 pitches last time. Let's see if he can be a little more aggressive right here.
And there's a strike.
The offense needs to start showing some fight against this starter. He's doing his thing out there. They're going to have to push back at some point and make him work a little bit harder.
Ball one there. Two down, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the 6th. And a foul ball.
Oh, he's got to be pretty proud of this outing so far. Sometimes guys cower coming into a ballpark like this, but he has attacked hitters. Pitching on the road like this is very impressive. This has been a treat to watch.
Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Center field, Doyle has this one sized up and puts the squeeze on that one. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. So they make short work of him there. We're through 6 full. It's the Rockies 3 and the Phillies 1.
Now pitching.
Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Joe Ross.
Joe Ross.
Sam Hilliard digging in for the Rockies.
Right fielder, Sam Hilliard.
And that's
Outside, that's a
outside.
ball.
1-0.
Hey.
Outside. And that's downstairs. And now 3-1. That clips the corner.
I got 3-2.
Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again.
Pitcher having a pretty tough time getting that swing and miss. 3rd foul ball in a row.
Got him swinging. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout. So the bullpen doing a nice job backing up the effort from their starter.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty excellent pitching out of this staff so far. I mean, they've come in ready to do their job and get outs. They've been pretty tough to get to in this one.
Jacob Stallings digging in for the Rockies. That just misses. Ball 1.
Counts 1-0.
And a strike in there.
Ball 2. We got 2 balls, 1 strike.
Base is empty, 1 away. Here in the top half of inning number 7. Hit on the ground to short. Turner zips it to first. And 2 away to start the 7th. Brenton Doyle digging in for the Rockies. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. That's in there. That's strike 1. That one fouled off. A little bit low. Now 1-2. And that one missing low.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
And it chases that one. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Nothing doing for the Rockies. And the score stays 3-1. Set for the last half of the 7th. Here's the third baseman, Alec Bohm. That pitch in for a strike. 0-1. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Luis Peralta getting ready to come on for Bud Black. Halverson, a hard-throwing right-hander, up as well. On the ground to third. Jump throw. Nicely done for the out.
Deceptive slider right there. Stayed in the tunnel a long time. Got that hitter out front. Rolled over it. Put it on the ground.
Max Kepler at the plate. Top of the zone for a called strike. And that one fouled off. The Phils trailing by 2 here at the bottom of the 7th. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Foul ball. It stays 0-2. Just misses the mark outside the zone. Fights that one away. Still 1-2. That's down and in.
2 strikes.
Inside. And that's ball 3. Out towards right center. That's well struck. And that one hops the wall. And into second with one away. That's a double.
But when you see that many pitches in an at-bat, your chances of succeeding go up. And right there, we see the result.
Manager out of the dugout now, and he'll make a move to dip into the Rockies bullpen. German Marquez is done in this one. Really solid performance out of him as he leaves with a slim lead. We'll take a break. New arm when we get back. Here's a new pitcher from the pen, Luis Peralta.
Pretty big spot he's coming into, trying to strand that runner at second base. So he's going to need to make some quality pitches. He does have first open if he needs to use it.
1 out, runner at second. And now it is JT Realmuto. That's in for a strike. And a swing and a miss.
0-2. Ball one.
This one in the dirt. No movement. Now a ball and 2 strikes. Kepler over at second, 1 down. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. The tying run at the plate. That's
Ball 2.
off the mark. Ball 2.
2-2 the count.
Tying run at the plate. And just misses with that one.
That's a really good take.
9th pitch of the at-bat due next. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Bryson Stock now at the plate.
You know, this is kind of a tough matchup as a left-handed hitter facing a left-handed pitcher. What you tell yourself is, I want to stay square to the plate, try to hit the ball over the shortstop's head.
Swing and a miss. 0-1.
And he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
Swings through the fastball up in the zone. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position. On its way to the corner. Nobody can get there, and it's a foul ball. The 0-2. Struck him out looking. That was pretty nasty. Phillies strand 1, and it remains a 3-1 ball game. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Jose Alvarado.
And they felt it was time to bring on a left-handed reliever from the pen with the lefty hitter coming up. I think it's a good move. I know I never liked when opposing teams did that to me.
So in now for Colorado, Ryan McMahon. That's off the inside corner, and it's 1-0. Alvarado, a lefty who lights up the radar gun. He features a sinker, a cutter, and he occasionally uses a curve. Next offering is fouled back. Outside, and it's 2-1. And that's outside. Foul ball there. Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2 pitch, and I tell you what, he earned that walk.
Man at first, nobody out. Ezekiel Tovar will hit next. And that one just misses. A ball and no strikes. The shortstop takes the ball. That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1. There's the sinker at the knees for a strike. Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. One down.
He's locked in at the plate when he's using the whole field. He was out in front there. Just needs to let the ball travel a little more, and his timing will be back on track. Good pitch for the strikeout.
And now, Michael Tolia. 3 strikeouts already. He's 0 for 3. First pitch misses. That's to third. Off balance feed. There's one. Double play. What a clean killing to end the inning. So no runs in the inning despite the leadoff walk, and that does it. Last half of the 8th coming up. It's the Rockies 3 and the Phillies 1. On to the bottom of the 8th. Here's the center fielder, Brandon Marsh.
Center fielder, Brandon Marsh.
Peralta back to work. That one misses, and that's ball 1. And a foul ball. That one finds the zone, and a count 1-2.
It's been tough for the offense so far, but you can't get frustrated. You got to find a way to shake it off, go up there and relax. That's the only way you're going to be able to put runs up on the board.
And that is a good eye on a pitch down low, and it's 2-2. Foul ball left side. He'll see another.
You could see he was trying to stay back long enough to handle the off-speed pitch, but just a little tardy on the fastball.
Swing and a miss. Had him out front for the strikeout.
Well, he hadn't seen that changeup the entire at-bat until that put-away pitch, and it's pretty tough to deal with as a hitter. You're up there battling, trying to read and react with 2 strikes, and then all of a sudden a pitch comes out of nowhere, and it's a good changeup. It's just almost impossible to hit it when you haven't seen it.
Here comes Schwartz to the plate. First-round pick out of Indiana back in 2014. And that's in for a strike. Lefty continues to work, but the closer getting loose in the bullpen. Off the mark there. And the count is 1-1. Fastball is outside. In the air, left field, down the line. And a foul ball. One down, base is empty. Way high with that one. Counts full, 3-2. Making 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along.
This guy will throw any pitch in any count, 3-2. He goes off speed, gets the out.
Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Luis Peralta done for the afternoon, and as he heads for the dugout, we'll take a quick break. New arm on the mound when we get back.
Now pitching for
Righty
Colorado.
reliever out of the pen, Seth Halverson.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Here's Turner now, 1 for 3. And a strike right through there. That one at triple digits. 2 down, nobody on. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. That one
Off the plate,
inside,
ball 1.
and it's 1-1.
Well, triple digits on the gun. I know there are more pitchers that can reach that now than in the past, but it's still impressive to watch.
He's got it, and that is out number 3. Offense held in check there. 9th inning coming up. It's the Rockies 3 and the Phillies 1. We're back. It's the top of the 9th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Jose Ruiz.
Now pitching for the Phillies, number 66, Jose Ruiz.
Here's Bryant now.
For the Rockies, the designated hitter, Chris Bryant.
First pitch doesn't find the zone. Stirring in the Phillies bullpen, Taijuan Walker. The veteran right-hander appears to be loosening up. Two balls, no strikes to count.
2-0. There you
2-0,
go.
check swing, appeal to first, and he held up. Yeah, the pitch is in for a strike. 3-1. And it's fouled away. Three-two now. That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
Second walk of the game for him, and he's been really patient at the plate. A game plan that he's sticking to. He's just not going outside of what he's looking for up there.
Next for Colorado, Nolan Jones. And that's through there for a strike. It's 0-1. Runner on the go. Swing and a miss.
No ball.
Throw.
2 strikes.
Tag. Out. A bullet from JT Realmuto.
Man, I see him trying to be aggressive right there late in this ball game. Try to add on to that lead. You know, I really like the thought, but it just didn't work out that time. Nice job by the defense right there to keep things right where they are in terms of the score.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
That's a pretty nasty pitch right there. I'd call it a power curveball in the 80s. It's got so much spin on it, and you really don't have a lot of time to sit back and watch what it's going to do before you have to commit. It was a good one for the swinging strikeout.
Estrada stands in now and watches strike one. Right side. Handles, throws to first, and that is that. Nothing across here this half. Heart of the order, 3-4-5 will get their shot in the bottom of the ninth. It's the Rockies 3 and the Phillies 1. Back now, and on the mound, the closer, Tyler Kinley.
I think closer has to be one of the toughest jobs in baseball, and we see a pretty high turnover rate because of it. Every outing seems to be high pressure, this one included. We'll see if he can wrap up the win and get himself a save.
Here is Bryce Harper. Up the middle. Harper retired.
Good fade and sinking action of that changeup. Got that hitter to roll over.
He's 2 outs away. And digging in for Philadelphia, Nick Castellanos. 0 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. And he swings and misses at the initial offering.
Wow, no fair right there. I mean, that slider didn't move till the very last moment. Incredibly difficult to pick that up. Just kind of have to tip your cap on that pitch.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. Set down on strikes. And they're down to their last out.
No, that's not the best 2-strike fastball I've seen, but certainly got away with the location there. You know, sometimes as a hitter, when you're down in the count, you're so focused on a pitcher painting the black, and you just get a little bit locked up on something down the heart of the plate, not expecting it, and it just kind of freezes you.
Boom. In the box now. No balls and a strike. Ground ball, and this should do it. Tovar. Throw to first. Ball game. And the Rockies claim the win here behind some great pitching and defense.
Kind of a strange win. Only 3 hits, so they definitely weren't firing on all cylinders there. Great pitching. Really kept them in it and gave them a chance.
And your final 3-1 for Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show. Thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.